Well, the search for a teenager who vanished before boarding a flight in regional Queensland has entered the 7th day.
This is the chilling story of Lars Mittank, a healthy 28-year.
A man named Lars Mittank was undergoing a clearance checkup at the doctor's clinic when all of a sudden he stood up and shouted, "I don't want to die here. I have to get out of here."
Old German man who vanished without a trace after sprinting out of a Bulgarian airport in pure terror.
He climbed over it and vanished forever into the wooded area behind. Mittank was never seen again.
His sudden paranoia, unexplained disappearance, and the chilling final text message sent to his mother, "I'm hiding. They're after me," raise more questions than answers. Was it an acute psychotic breakdown or something far more sinister? No passport, no luggage, no explanation. Lars's case remains one of Europe's most puzzling disappearances. What really happened to him? Stick around to find out the eerie details behind one of the world's most disturbing vanishings. The disappearance. Lars Mittank, a healthy 28-year-old from Germany, was on a vacation in Varna, Bulgaria, with his friends in June 2014. What started as an ordinary holiday soon turned into one of Europe's most mysterious disappearances. Lars was a regular guy, living a quiet life in northern Germany, working at a power plant, and enjoying football, particularly Werder Bremen. But everything changed after a fight outside a bar. Lars got into a heated argument with some locals, reportedly over a football rivalry. The situation escalated, and he was punched, injuring his left ear. Doctors diagnosed him with a ruptured eardrum, advising him not to fly. So, while his friends flew back home, Lars decided to stay behind in Bulgaria to recover, unknowingly making a decision that would alter his life forever. Alone in a foreign country, Lars began to act strangely. He checked into a cheap motel, located in a rough part of Varna. His behavior grew more erratic by the day. Over the phone, Lars told his mother, "I'm being followed. They want to kill me." His voice was trembling and he spoke in hushed tones as if someone might be listening in. His mother was deeply concerned. Then, Lars vanished without a trace for an entire night. His whereabouts were unknown, and no one knew where he had gone or what he had been doing. This was only the beginning of the unsettling series of events that would follow. Lars's mother tried to reassure herself, thinking it was just stress, but the signs were mounting that something far darker was at play. Strange behavior. The next morning, Lars resurfaced. He made his way to a pharmacy near his motel to pick up antibiotics, but he never returned to collect them. The pharmacist who saw him recalled that Lars seemed paranoid, constantly glancing over his shoulder as though he was being watched. He quickly rushed out of the store, leaving behind the medicine he had come to pick up. It wasn't just the rushed exit that alarmed the pharmacist. It was the sense of fear that lingered in the air. Lars then sent a text message to his mother, telling her, "I'm fine. I'm hiding. They're after me." That was the last communication she would ever receive from her son. His behavior became increasingly erratic. It was as though he was running from something, or someone, and no one, not even his closest family, could understand what was really going on. In the following days, Lars checked into a cheap motel on the outskirts of Varna, which only deepened his family's concern. They had no idea what had caused his sudden paranoia or what had triggered such extreme fear in him. Despite being physically healthy, Lars was no longer the same person. Was it the injury to his ear? Was it stress from being alone in a foreign country? Or was something far more sinister at play? Lars's mother couldn't shake the feeling that he was being followed. She believed someone was after him. She had urged him to cancel his credit cards and take precautions. But despite her best efforts, Lars continued to slip further into a spiral of fear and confusion. Little did anyone know, this would be the start of his terrifying disappearance. Theories and investigations. Lars's disappearance became a major mystery, and authorities in both Bulgaria and Germany launched an extensive investigation. The timeline of events, his sudden paranoia, erratic behavior, and the strange text message left investigators puzzled. Despite the intense search efforts, no trace of Lars was found. A possible explanation that was floated by experts was acute psychosis. Some speculated that the head trauma from the fight, combined with stress and perhaps even the antibiotics he was prescribed, triggered a mental breakdown. The antibiotic, Cefzil, was known to have rare neurological side effects, which could have contributed to a reactive psychotic episode. This condition is characterized by sudden paranoia, hallucinations, and delusions, leading people to act in ways that seem completely irrational. However, Lars's family rejected this theory. His mother, in particular, firmly believed that her son was not mentally ill. She insisted that Lars was being followed and that someone may have drugged him. She recalled his frightened tone during their last phone conversation and his urgent plea to cancel his credit cards. Lars's behavior, she argued, was the result of fear, not illness. The authorities, on the other hand, found no signs of foul play or an attack. No evidence suggested that Lars had been assaulted or harmed in any way. Security cameras from the airport showed him running out in a panic, but no one was chasing him. Theories ranged from Lars simply suffering from a breakdown to the more unsettling possibility that he was fleeing from something or someone that no one could see. Despite all efforts, the investigation ran into dead ends. His phone was turned off, and there was no activity on his bank cards or documents. The search team scoured the woods and nearby areas using dogs, drones, and helicopters, but nothing was found. No sightings, no clues, no sign of Lars. The case grew colder by the day, but the mystery remained unsolved. Ongoing mystery as the years passed, Lars Mittank's disappearance remained one of the most chilling unsolved cases in Europe. The search officially stopped, but his case was never closed. Authorities in both Bulgaria and Germany continued to classify him as a missing person, but without new leads or evidence, the investigation stalled. His family, particularly his mother, refused to give up hope. She appeared on TV, hired private investigators, and continually pushed for new information, but all efforts yielded no new answers. In 2020, a new twist briefly sparked interest in the case. A man was found in Brazil confused, speaking broken German, and with no identification. Internet users quickly began speculating that this man could be Lars. The resemblance between the two was striking, and it sent waves of hope through his family and the online community. But after further investigation, authorities confirmed that it was not Lars. Yet again, this lead turned out to be another dead end. To this day, the mystery of what happened to Lars Mittank remains unsolved. Was it a psychological breakdown? Or was something darker at play? Was he running from a threat that no one else could see? His family continues to search for answers, but despite years of investigation, there are still no answers. Lars's disappearance continues to haunt both his loved ones and the public, leaving only questions and a deep sense of unease. As of now, Lars Mittank's case is still open in Germany, but with no concrete evidence or new information, the search for him continues to feel like a lost cause. His family still holds on to the hope that one day, the truth will come to light, no matter how unlikely that may seem. What happened to Lars? The mystery may never be solved, but the questions linger unanswered. Lars Mittank's case still haunts investigators, with no leads, no closure, and no answers for his family. What do you think happened to him? Was it a mental breakdown, or was he running from something? Or someone no one could see? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay updated on this and other chilling mysteries. If you're intrigued by unsolved cases, don't miss our next video, Yuba County 5 America's Real Life X-File that still haunts experts. Coming soon!